everyone, and welcome to the Fantasy Fiction Files. I'm Mike, and today we're going to be talking vampires, werewolves, the minions of Roman gods, and of course, druids with a certain affinity for iron. Yep, I'm talking about Book 2 in the Iron Druid Chronicles called Hexed, written by Kevin Hearne and narrated by Luke Daniels. Now, I picked this book up because, of course, I enjoyed the first one so much, of light reading, which I enjoy on occasion. There's not a huge scope of characters that you have to follow, but there are a few very important ones that will be with you throughout the entire series. The main character, of course, being Atticus O'Sullivan. He is a 2,100-year-old druid who has taken on a new apprentice and is, throughout this book, dealing with the repercussions of the events of the first book. So I can't really give a whole lot away without spoiling either of the two books, but safe to say that he ends up running into a whole bunch of problems and gets out of it with a little bit of help from his friends. Now, he has a rather eclectic group of friends. His nighttime lawyer is a vampire. His daytime lawyer is a werewolf. He has a new apprentice, as I mentioned before. And he also is trying to make nice with a local coven of witches. Now, the basic plot of Hexed is, due to the events of the first book, the powers that be in the local area where Atticus lives has diminished in power. This is creating not necessarily a power vacuum, but it's creating an opportunity for the villains of this book to try to move in and take over territory. Now, I just finished listening to it again so that I could do this review, and I enjoyed it just as much the second time around as I did the first time around. The narrator, as I mentioned, is Luke Daniels, and he does a fantastic job with bringing all of the characters in the book to life. As with any book, there's going to be characters of different genders for the most part any book. But in this particular case, he also has to deal with varying eras of characters, or at least coming from different eras. He has to deal with characters of different nationalities, so he's dealing with different accents. Shoot, he's even dealing with bringing Atticus's dog to life. And that's one of my favorite parts of the whole book. Now, I really enjoyed this book because Kevin Hearne has really done his research as far as Celtic lore, in addition to other pantheons. So the way he melds them all together and deals with that is truly impressive. At least for me it was. And it's enjoyable because he kept the reading so light. There was a lot of humor involved, but on the flip side, there's a lot of action involved, and it just made for a very enjoyable listen. So I can only imagine that it would make an enjoyable read as well. So if you have the opportunity, definitely pick this series up. Start with the first book. The first book is Hounded, and you can see my review for that here. My very first review, so be kind in your comments. But I do invite you to comment. Let me know what you think of the videos. Let me know what you think of the reviews, and let me know if I'm missing out on telling you something that you would like to know about the books when I am reviewing them. Now, as far as who I would recommend this series of books to, dealing right now with Hounded and Hexed, books 1 and 2 of the series, I would recommend them to anybody who enjoys urban fantasy. It takes place in modern-day Tempe, Arizona, which adds kind of a unique twist to the whole Celtic thing. Now, a couple of warnings. Due to the nature of some of the content within the book, there is some sexual aspects to the book. I wouldn't consider it pornographic, but it may not be for younger audiences. So if you're a parent, I would recommend previewing it and making your decision from there. Something to look forward to in the near future, I'm going to delay doing a review of the third book of the Iron Druid Chronicles because the new book, The Sword of Summer, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, Book 1, is out, and I have started listening to that one. I'm very much enjoying it. It comes to you from the author of the Percy Jackson series, which I discovered looking for an American version of the Harry Potter type books. And I really enjoyed those, so I'm really looking forward to finishing this one off, and I'll have a review for that shortly. So please subscribe, stay tuned. I'm sure a lot of booktubers out there are going to be jumping on reviewing this book, so I look forward to seeing what everybody else has to say about it as well. In the meantime, have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. And you can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus at fantasyfictionfiles.com/Twitter, fantasyfictionfiles.com/Facebook, and fantasyfictionfiles.com/Google Plus, and that is spelled out. So look forward to seeing you and getting to know you all over the place, and we'll see you in the next video.